How can I help you? Yes, hello, I'm here to register my superhero name. Your hero name. Okay, perfect. What do you got? I would like to be called Spider-Man. There's already a Spider-Man. Oh, okay. Spider-Woman. Yeah, we already have a Spider-Woman. Okay. Well, my name is Gwen, so Spider-Gwen. You're not gonna believe this, but there's already a Spider-Gwen. Seriously? Fine. I'll go with a different angle. Black Widow. Already taken. The Tick? Not in our universe, but in a different universe, there's already a Tick. Okay, fine. Ant-Man. Nope. The Wasp? Taken. Maybe think of something that's, not a bug. I don't know. Fine, then the Hulk. Oof. Yeah, that one's taken too. All right. I'll go back to brainstorming. This sucks. You come back with a better idea. All right. We'll see you then. People love bugs. I don't get it. I do not get it. Hello everyone, welcome back to solo mode. My name is Jamie from Foster the Meeple, and I'm back again today to do another solo playthrough for you. And today's playthrough, very excitingly, is on Marvel Champions, the card game from Fantasy Flight Games. This was designed by Michael Boggs, Nate French, and Caleb Grace, and it just so happens to be one of my all-time favorite solo games. And I just so happen to be not very good at it. I don't think a ton of people are super great at it, so it's fine. So as per usual with these solo mode videos, I am going to give you a brief overview of how the game plays, and then we are just gonna dive right in. So let's just do that. Shall we? We shall. You can go right there. All right, Marvel Champions. For anybody that doesn't know about Marvel Champions, this is a living card game, meaning that the world, I guess, is constantly growing. There's new cards that are always getting added. And basically what we are going to be doing is I will be taking on the persona of one of the Marvel heroes, and I will be fighting against one of the villains. So today I will be playing as the one, the only Scarlet Witch. She's my favorite. I don't know if you could tell, I have her playmat and everything. And we are going to be fighting against Ultron as our villain. I just want to give really the most basic overview of how this game plays. There are a lot of little nuances and rules that come up in this game. They aren't necessarily always covered in a basic teach, so I'm just giving you the basic teach, and then if anything weird comes up, I'll let you know. And before I get started, I also want to say, like I said, there's a lot of little nuances and stuff that happen in this game, so the likelihood that I mess something up or I miss something is probably pretty decent, but everything's gonna be okay if that happens. You're free to put them in the comments. Let me know what I missed. I'd be happy to learn a little bit more, but I'm not a Marvel Champions professional. I play it casually, very cash. So I am going to be playing true solo in the solo version of Marvel Champions. You can play kind of double-handed with two heroes, but I prefer to play with just one hero because it's less to keep track of, honestly. So the beauty of Marvel Champions, it does come with a handy dandy reference card, but essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing player phases and then villain phases. My goal is to defeat Ultron. I want to get him down to 0 health, and I have to, just playing on the standard game, I have to get through his first form and then his second form as well. So once I defeat his first form, we will unveil his second form, and then his health points will go back up to whatever his hit points are, and then I'll have to defeat a second form in order to win. There's two ways that we can lose. Either Ultron breaks me down to 0 health, dead. Although, like, come on. In real life, Ultron's not taking on Scarlet Witch. I'm just saying. We've all seen it happen, right? We've seen the movies. Okay, we're good. And then the other way that I can lose is if Ultron gets through all of his scheme cards. So he has 3 level of scheme cards, and we'll kind of go over that in a minute. But if we get to his final scheme card and he puts 5 schemes on it, we will lose, unfortunately. Womp womp. How do we even get there? Great question. Basically, how this game is going to work. We have our hero, which is the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch and all the heroes have 2 sides, their alter ego and then their hero side. We always start out on our alter ego side, and then there's a few things that you need to know about this. Number 1, each side of the card will have a different hand size, and then it'll also show you what your hit points are. So for Scarlet Witch or Wanda Maximoff, it's 10. Okay, so we're going to start out on our alter ego side. We will be at the beginning of the game drawing up to our hand size, which I'll just shuffle these all again later. So her hand size is 6 to start. And basically what we're going to be doing in the player phase, so we'll start with the player phase, is we're going to be playing out different cards from our hand in order to kind of build up our strength, build up the types of things that we can do, try and thwart scheme off of Ultron, and try and do some damage to Ultron. So all of the cards have an inherent cost associated with them, and that's all in the upper left hand corner. So as an example, this Crisis Averted event, it costs 3 resources. So you pay for that by discarding other cards from your hand. All of the cards have resources at the bottom. It's these little teeny symbols down here. Some cards are going to ask you to use specific kinds of resources, but for the most part, you just discard whatever. So for this, I could discard all 3 of these as my resources, and then I can play this event card. There's a variety of different cards that are going to be in your deck. Event cards are pretty much one-time uses. It will tell you when you can use them, and that is important as well. So I wouldn't be able to play this Crisis Averted card at the moment because I'm in my alter ego side. Some of the cards, and I don't have another one in my hand, but some of the cards will tell you what version of you need to be in order to play it. So in order to play Crisis Averted, I need to be in my hero side, and it very clearly states that it's in hero action. So everything on the cards is relatively clear. But if I wanted to play that, I would do the event and I would discard the card. Okay? There's also upgrades which you can attach to your character. There is also, let's just look for some others. There are also going to be allies that we can play out, and allies kind of hang out with you, and they can help to attack and thwart, and they can help to also protect you. They can take hits for you, and they also have special abilities. We also have support cards that you can play out, and they'll all do different things, and you just read whatever the card says and do the thing. So you can play cards from your hand as many as you can afford. Other thing that you can do, you can always, once per round or player phase, you can flip your card over to the other side. So on your alter ego side, the main thing that you can do is recover. So that's a pretty big thing. You knock your health down, we need to recover, so I would exhaust my card to recover whatever amount it says. There's also going to be some kind of inherent ability that is on your card, which you can always have access to. It doesn't require you to exhaust your card, but just know that you have a special thing. As an example, for Wanda, her action is she can discard 2 cards from her hand, draw 2 cards, draw 3 cards instead if Pietro Maximoff is in play, her brother, and this is limited once per round. So she can do that. And then on our hero side, we have more things that we can do. So the blue means thwart. That's how we remove schemes off of the main scheme that's happening or any side schemes that come up. We have an basic attack and then a basic defense. So to use them, if I wanted to thwart, You just exhaust her. That's basically what she can do, and the heroes will also have an inherent ability. Then at the end of your turn, or at the end of the player phase, I should say, I'm all by myself, so it will be at the end of my turn. Any of my cards that have become exhausted will refresh. I can discard as many cards from my hand as I would like, and then I would draw back up to my maximum hand size, keeping in mind what the hand size is based on which hero side I'm currently using. Okay, then we're going to go into the villain phase. And in the villain phase, the first thing, we haven't fully set up the game yet because I wanted to explain that as it went. But basically, this will be the first card. The first thing that we're going to do is, well, the villain is going to scheme. And it is going to tell you a few things on the main scheme card, which is going to be this scheme right here. It will tell you how many different threat tokens you need to put on here based on the player count. So it's just me, so he'll just be doing 1, okay? This here is showing you the maximum amount of threat tokens that this scheme can hold before it progresses into its next stage. And as I mentioned, there are 3 stages for Ultron. The main schemes are also going to have some special text that we're gonna need to go through when it's revealed, when we set up all of these different things. And that's just, let's sidebar. Anytime a card says when revealed, it happens when it's revealed. Okay, if it says put into play, so this is not a good example, but if something said to put this in play, we would then ignore the when revealed because we didn't reveal it, we just put it into play. There's lots of little things like that, but just so everybody kind of knows. So that's the first thing that we're gonna do. We're gonna put the threat on the main scheme. Then it's gonna be Ultron's turn. And Ultron is going to do something based on what form our hero is in. If our hero is in their hero form, if our character is in their hero form, Ultron will attack. So Ultron has a basic attack of 2, but he's also going to pull 1 additional card that is going to boost his attack. Before he reveals the boost, we can decide, do we want to defend? So here's the thing with defense. We can use our character to defend, or we can use our allies to defend, but it will exhaust the character, and if you remember, we don't get to unexhaust them until the end of the player phase. So if I was like, I'm pretty low on health, I probably want to defend this, it's worth it, then we would flip over the card that we've pulled and we would look for the little boost symbol. This is actually a really good card to pick because it has a boost symbol and a star. So let's just for now pretend that star isn't there. So this means he would attack us for 2 plus 1 because that's what the boost signal is. Now, if there is a star, it typically refers to some kind of a special boost action, so we would need to make sure that we read the text on the card. Another thing that's important, when we're doing flipping cards in this way, we ignore the when revealed because it's technically not being revealed because we're not looking at this card, we're really just looking out for the boost. So that's how that works. I would take that amount of damage minus whatever my defense is. Your allies can basically be meat shields for you, so they can take damage, but just know that the overflow damage is going to hit you. So if there is any. That's if I'm in my hero era, okay? If I'm in my alter ego side, then he's not going to attack. Instead, he's going to scheme. So it will show 1 scheme, and once again, we will pull a boost card to see, so he will scheme 2, and then we will put 2 threat on the main scheme, okay? Then, after all of that happens, and I will also mention, you don't see it right now, but let's just show you, if I can find somebody. There are also minions in the encounter deck. If a minion gets drawn as part of the next stage, which is an encounter, it'll get attached to you, which we'll talk about in a second. I just wanted to mention during the phase where where the villain is activating against you, they will activate against you, and then any minions attached to you will activate. After the activation happens, then we have to pull an encounter card. So we would take the top card off of the encounter deck and we would reveal it. Now, if it's a minion, it's going to get attached to my hero because I'm the only player. There are a variety of different types of cards that are in the encounter deck, including side schemes, which will come out, which they'll do something bad basically, and you'll need to thwart them in order to take threat off. There is also going to be treachery cards that will have some kind of an action that you have to do when revealed. There is also going to be attachment cards, which will get attached to most oftentimes the villain, sometimes a minion, sometimes a side scheme, different things like that. Basically, there's nothing in this deck that's super awesome. That is going to be the entirety of the villain phase, then it is back to us. That is how the game is played. As I mentioned before, anytime that something comes up that seems new or a little bit like, what's that? I'll explain it as I go, but that is the basic function of the game. We have damage counters here, we have energy counters, we have threat tokens, we have all of our status cards as well, which could also possibly come up, confused, stun, and tough. Explain that as we go. What we need to do now is we need to set up the game, and you'll see I've got some of these decks down here. So let's first build his encounter deck. So we have all of the Ultron cards right here. Then with Scarlet Witch, we have her obligation cards, which need to get added into Ultron's deck. And we also have Scarlet Witch Nemesis cards that need to get added in. Then we also need to add in another set, basically. So I'm just going to go with the one that it recommends in the rulebook to go with Ultron, which is under attack. So it just adds in a few more cards. And then last but not least, we have just the standard treachery cards that we're going to put in. Then all of this gets shuffled to create Ultron's encounter deck of good times. Just kidding. There are no good times in here. I've already set his health points for his level 1, which is 17, and now we need to kind of set up his scheme. So the first main scheme is called the Crimson Cowl. Claw's mysterious red hooded employer is really a genocidal android Ultron. Content, so it'll tell you what's in it, we don't need to know, and then there's going to be some kind of a setup. Put the Ultron drone's environment into play. Shuffle the encounter deck and advance to stage 1B. So that is something that I forgot to pull out. So Ultron has an environment card, which I got too excited and I shuffled it right into that deck, which is fine. We'll just find it. There it is. But basically, because he's a robot, you know, robots from outer space, he's a transformer, he uses drones. So what's going to be happening throughout this, and I believe it's actually going to happen right away, is there are going to just be mindless drone minions that are going to get attached to us, and they're basically just annoying. So what this says is Ultron's drones. Each face-down drone minion engaged with the player has a base of Scheme 1, a base of Attack 1, and 1 hit point. So we can kill them with 1 hit. They do have a forced response. After face-down drone minion is defeated, you place that card back into the owner's discard pile. Forced response, there's 2 types of responses. There's response, which is optional, you can choose to do. Anything that says forced, you must do on either side, okay? So that is an environment card. Now, this has a when revealed, we did just reveal it. So the Crimson Cowl, side 1B. Ultron is using the components Claw delivered in order to build an army of Ultron drones. Bum, bum, bum. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with them as a drone minion. So that's fun. Now this only goes to 3 schemes. I will move all of this over. I just hate covering her up because she's so pretty, but it's fine. All right, before we get started, let's read the Ultron card so that everybody can know what's going on with him. He has a basic scheme of 1, basic attack of 2. He does have a forced response. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down, engaged with you as a drone minion. So neither of those things are good. because it's like a waste of an attack to get rid of these drones, but you know, drones be droning. All right, so let's just get started, shall we? All right, so I think everything is set up. We're ready to go. I've moved some stuff around, so we've got some good space to work with. We have our drone minion attached to us, which we don't love, and I will also say you can always mulligan your first hand. So I actually have pulled some pretty low cost cards, and I pulled Quicksilver right away, which is really helpful for this Wanda Maximoff card. So I think I'll keep them, but just so you know, you can discard as many as you like and then redraw so you get a mulligan on your first hand. All right, let's kick some robot butt. Here's the thing. I definitely want to put Quicksilver out right away. However, he's going to cost me 4. So even though I'm not going to be able to use his ability because I won't be able to discard 2, let's use her action. So I can discard 2 cards from hand to draw 2 cards. So I'm going to discard 1 and 2 to draw 2 new cards. Okay. So here we go. We're going to put out Quicksilver. I am going to flip into my hero side. I'd love to be in my hero era, my Scarlet Witch era. So I need to pay 4 for him. So we're going to do 1. We are going to do 2. I love this card. We will do 3. And we will do 4. I didn't want to get rid of it, but I had to get rid of it. And so it's fine. All right, so I do have a 0 card, but it is a response. And we're not going to use that just quite yet. I'm going to hang on to that. So the special thing with Quicksilver is he has an action where you can actually ready him, you know, because he's so fast. So what we're going to do with him is we are going to use him to attack, and we'll attack Ultron. So he attacks for 2. And then his action is we can ready him, and we can only do that once per phase. Okay? For Scarlet Witch, I'm just going to use her to get rid of this drone because drones are annoying. And that's, oh, I can use him again. So I will use him again to attack for another 2. So Ultron is down to 13. That's it for my turn. I got nothing else to play right now. So we are going to ready them, and then we are going to draw up to our hand size, which is now 5 because we're in the hero form. Okay. This is what I got. This is what it looked like. We do have some hero interrupts. All right, so we go into the villain phase, and the first thing that they do is they're going to scheme. So 1 threat goes onto the main scheme. Then Ultron is going to attack us because we are in our hero form. I'm at full health, so I'm not going to defend, but it is something that you need to decide in advance, just so you know. And if you do defend, then we're exhausting ourselves, and ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so he's going to attack for a base of 2 and then nothing because there's no boost icons, which I love that journey for me. So he'll attack for 2. So we're down to 8. And we'll remember he does have a forced response. After Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down engaged with you as a drone. I think I might do the scheme. I just don't want to deal with a drone right now. And she can thwart for 2, so, you know, we'll see. Then we are going to do an encounter. And I will mention, if he puts a drone engaged with you right away, the drone is then going to attack you. So they're just annoying little guys. Okay, so here we go. Our encounter is a treachery. When revealed, Ultron in the hero side, Ultron attacks you. Discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this attack. Shoot. Okay, so he's going to attack me. That sucks. I do have this so that I can get rid of the boost icons still. Ultron attacks you, discard. Okay, so he's attacking for a base of 2. plus nothing, so that's awesome. Ugh, well, he attacks me, so he's hitting me for 2. I'm already down to 6, which means he is going to be putting a drone into play, but just 1 second. Ultron attacks, discard the top card of your deck for each damage dealt by this deck. So I have to do that twice, okay? And then we will put a drone engaged. However, it's not going to attack right now because it's not during the activation phase. So while it sucks, at least they're not attacking. What does suck is that I am down to 6 health already. Good stuff. All right, so back to me. I love this card, so I might just use it. But no, we should do this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to thwart with Scarlet Witch. She thwarts for 2, so we'll remove those 2 threats. And then I will use Turn the Tide. This is an event. It's a response. So after your hero thwarts and removes all threat from a scheme, which I did, deal 3 damage to an enemy. Boom, boom, boom. Take that. Okay, so that's gone. And that was a 0 cost, which was great. Then I will use Quicksilver to get rid of this drone. And he will ready himself again. Let's see. I think I'm actually going to use Hexbolt, which is another one of my favorite cards. So I'll get rid of this energy, which has 2 resources on it. So for Hexbolt, it's an event. I will discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way that has boost icons, it will allow me to do something. So the first one has 1 boost icon. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Bummer. The second one has 3. Place status card on a character. Okay, so we have 3 different statuses. Basically, confused will prevent him from scheming or thwarting. Stunned prevents an attack, and tough blocks an attack, basically. So I think I'm going to stun him. The next time this character would attack, discard this status card instead. Love it. And then we'll do that one more time. Another 3. I think I will take a tough and put it on me. Next time this character would take any amount of damage, I can discard this card. I like it. All right, so we still have the second Quicksilver, so I think we'll just... Did we use him twice already? I thwarted. I attacked. Pachow. I attacked. I think I did use him twice. Never mind. Okay, so that's my turn. I'm actually going to get rid of the 2 cards that I have in my hand. And draw 5. And everybody's refreshed. I'm feeling real tough. It's awesome. Okay. I do have 1 interrupt. When an encounter card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. That's pretty good. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of boost icons. That's pretty good. All right, so he's going to scheme. Now he's going to attack, or he wishes, because he's stunned. Sucks to suck. So he's not going to attack me, which I think we're all very happy about. I am. Then we're going to go into that encounter card. Oh, it's a side scheme. Blech. All right, invasive AI. Ultron is hacking wireless networks around the world to create global crisis. What a jerk. When revealed, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. 2, 3. So I'm sure some people might be wondering, oh, like, why do you care about getting rid of cards from the decks? So if or when I run out of cards and I have to reshuffle them, I will have to take an encounter card. And if his is done, I think it's an acceleration token. The acceleration token are these things, which basically just adds an additional threat. So we don't want neither of these things to happen. All right, so this comes out with 3 scheme, and there's a new symbol showing. This is saying that we need to get rid of, or sorry, we need to pull 1 additional encounter card during that phase. We hate that. So we definitely want to get rid of that. Okay? All right, so that's that. Back to me. I'm still feeling very tough because he was stunned, so nobody has attacked me. All right, well, here's what we want to do. I want to thwart. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to thwart 1, so there will be 2 with Quicksilver, and I'll ready him. Then I'm going to thwart 2 with Scarlet Witch, and we're going to get rid of that invasive AI because nobody likes it. And then I'm going to play my Turn the Tide response card. After your hero thwarts and removes all threat from a scheme, deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3. So Ultron's down to 7, and that's 0 cost, which is great. Let's do this, Spiritual Meditation. We can only play this if our identity has Mystic, which it does because we're a witch. Draw 2 cards, choose 1 for your hand and choose 1 to discard. So we have a Crisis Averted and we have a Heroic Intuition upgrade. I'm going to keep the upgrade card, I think, and that's gone. And that cost us 0, which, once again, very cool. I do have Wiccan in my hand for 2. I think I might put him out. So I'm going to get rid of Agatha Harkness and the upgrade that I just pulled. Whatever. I don't want to get rid of this Warp Reality because it is a very good card. All right, so let's do some stuff here. Response. After Wiccan thwarts, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 damage. Let's do it. So we're getting rid of that. And then we are, what did I just say? Discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon, deal 1 damage. So there's 1 boost icon. Pow, take that. And then we'll attack for 2. All right, so Ultron's down to 4. I'm at 6, but I am still very tough. Very, very tough, and I'm not at all afraid. So let's unexhaust and draw back up. 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Ooh, I do have 2 hero interrupts in my hand, so I still have that Warp Reality, and I also have, when a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard Magic Shield to prevent 3 damage. You love to see it. All right, what you got, Ultron? So he is going to attack me, but watch this. I'm so tough, I don't even care. So he's not attacking me. Next time this character would take any amount of damage, discard the status card instead. I do believe he would still pull that boost card though, which there was nothing on it anyway, just because that's how it works. Now, technically, he did attack me. So I do put this in play engaged with me, I believe. Even though I didn't take damage, he still did do the attack. So, if we remember, the drones have a scheme of 1, and an attack of 1, and a hit point of 1. So, I'm just going to let them hit me for 1. Okay? Very good, very good. Let's see here. So, now it's encounter time. Oh, woof. It's a minion. Oh, and it's one of my minions. So, it's Luminous. Luminous has a scheme of 2, an attack of 2, a health of 5. Forced response. After Luminous activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If 2 or more boost icons were discarded this way, deal yourself 1 encounter card. We want to get rid of her very quickly. I don't like her. I don't think I can I use this on a minion? I have to check. I gotta look this up because that would be very good. Okay, I have consulted with my Marvel Champion friends, and they said that I can use this against a minion encounter because it's still an encounter. So I am going to use Warp Reality because, dang, that is spicy. I'm going to pay for it with that. So when an encounter card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Get roasted. And they said the reason behind this is thematically, it's Wanda Maximoff. It's Scarlet Witch. Like, she's the strongest character in the Marvel Universe, obviously. Wow, that felt good. That felt really good. All right, let's go back to my turn. So, well, I think we should probably kill this guy. No? Yes, no, yes, no? All right, so let's attack with Quicksilver. So we're going to hit for 2. So he's down to 2, and we'll ready him again, and you know what? Whatever, let's do it again. So we are down to 0, which means we are moving on to his next form, which has 22 health. Gross. You know, sometimes when you're like, I'm doing well, am I doing it right? But I asked people. It's fine. Okay, so, and that did attack me last time. All right, so let's keep it cooking here. Let me just read this for you as well. So Ultron's second stage now has 2 scheme, 2 attack. So he's going to be scheming a lot quicker. So we want to keep this down. When Ultron attacks you, put the top card of the deck into play face down, engage with you as a drone. Until the end of this attack, Ultron gets +1 attack for each drone minion engaged with you. Gross. Let's kill him. All right, so let's see. What do I have? Let's actually do this. I have another spiritual meditation. So we are a mystic. It allows me to draw 2 cards. I pick one and I discard one. So I have an upgrade. Interrupt. When boost icons and encounter card are counted, exhaust Scarlet Witch's crest, which is this card. Increase or decrease the number of boost icons on that card by 1 for this count. And then I also have an event. The villain schemes, not great, deal 4 damage. Let's take the upgrade. Is that something that I want to use? I may as well, because I do have this card, so I can just pay for it with strength. All right, so this is an upgrade. When boost icons, it's just going to stay out. When boost icons on encounter cards are counted, exhaust Scarlet Witch's crest. Increase or decrease the number of boost icons on that card by 1 for this count. Perfect. I am going to thwart with her, and then I will play Turn the Tide, which I feel like I have a million of these cards, but obviously I don't, because there's a limit. So after your hero thwarts or removes all threat from a scheme, deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3. He is down to 19. All right, then, so I'm going to use, shoot. I should have done that instead, but it's fine. I'm going to use him to attack and get rid of the drone. Oops, that's my card. Excuse you. And that's everything. I have no cards left. So I was just wondering if I should go into my alter ego and recover because I'm down to 5, but I do have some meat shields. So it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My deck is getting very low. So that's not awesome. All right, here we go. 1. So he's going to attack me, and I will use Wiccan to defend. I will decide that in advance. All right, so he's attacking for 2 + 2, which is 4. You all really didn't need me to tell you that, but here we are. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard Magic Shield to prevent 3. And I will pay for that with this. So he will take 1 damage, and he has defended, so he sleepy. I could have done this. Oh, I should have done that. So reduce it by, so he was hitting for 4, reduced by 3 is 1. I feel like that's kind of a useless, but I guess it's fine. When boost icons on encounter card are counted, decrease the number of boost icons. There's no reason for me to not use that. So he would actually be hitting for 3, and I prevented 3. I don't know why that was so confusing for me. When Ultron attacks you with the top card. Ugh, hate that. All right, so the minion is going to attack. He's just going to hit me for 1. See if I care. Stupid minion. And then until the end of the attack, he gets +1, but he already attacked. So if this drone had been here, he would have had an additional attack, but he came out after he attacked. We're all on the same page? Cool. Android efficiency. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with them as a drone. Ugh, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. I mean, I don't like it. It's not good. Okay, so brutal. All right, let's go on to my turn. He's at 19. I'm at 4. That was a whirlwind. These people are exhausted, and I only have 3 cards. Ooh, however, let's do this. I have Molecular Decay, so I can pay 3. Hero action, deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. For each boost icon, deal 1 additional damage that way. So 5 damage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's down to 14. And then we'll do this. Okay, so that's an additional 4 because there's 2 and 2. So he's down to 10. Okay. I'm out of cards. I am going to flip and I will recover 3. That puts me up to 7. This is going to be advancing unless we do something about this. So he can do 2 things. So I'm going to get him to thwart 1. I think it's still going to advance anyways because he schemes 2. So that might, it's fine. And then I'll get him to attack for 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get him to attack twice instead. It just feels like, let's just get him. And these guys are just, they're scheming as well. So the scheme, it's gonna progress. Anyways, so he's exhausted. I can't, I did use her, so boop. All right, that's everything that I can do. So here we are, unexhausting everything, right? I'm going to have to draw an encounter card now because I ran out of cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, though, because I'm Wanda. All right, so encounter card. Assault. When revealed, alter ego, this card gains Surge, and Surge means we pull another encounter card. That's fun. Okay, so basically we just have to draw a new one. We'll discard it. Caught off guard. When revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded, this card gains Surge. Well, luckily we have an upgrade. All right. Brutal. Let's go back to our turn. So he's at 6, right? Oh, no, it's not our turn. It's his turn. I was like, oh, we can do this very easily. So we are going to be progressing this scheme, though. So it'll gain 1. So he'll scheme for a base of 2 plus 1. Ultron heals 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. That sucks. So he's at 8. Stupid. Okay, so that means he's scheming 3. 1. And I do think there is overflow. So let's look at 2A. We have progressed the scheme. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck in, oh my god, into play. Face down, engage with them as a droid, and then we flip this over. Forced response. After placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or put the top card of the deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. So that one has to get to 10 before we progress it further. I have 3 of these dummies here. All right, encounter. Concussive Blast. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each friendly character. These are my friendly characters. I don't think that also means me, even though I am friends with myself. Okay, that's everything. My turn. Let's do some damage. He only has 8. Okay, 8. Now I might use this. I can discard 2. Discard 2 cards from your hand to draw 2 cards, or 3 because I do have my brother. And so that's great. It's always good to have some extra resources. Yeah, we have to use this one. So we are going to use Molecular Day, and I will get rid of 1, 2, 3. So this is an event. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal 1 additional damage. I could kill him here. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's down to 3. So 2 boost icons. He has 2. So we'll do 2 additional damage. Well, I would like to defeat him with Scarlet Witch, so let's flip her over and let's attack for 1. And we did it. I hope I didn't make any big mistakes. I hope. Oh. Hold on. Not that it's not going to matter, but that was the spillover, and then we would have had 1, 2, let's just call it 3 schemes, because they also schemed and I forgot to do that. It's fine though, because it wouldn't have put it over the 10. Okay, I did it, I think. Let me know down in the comments, I'm sure you will, what mistakes I made. I hope I didn't make any. I find like this is the type of game that typically when I play, I sit and I read all of the cards and I, try to formulate some kind of a good plan. It's a little bit harder to do on camera because I don't want you to be bored with my thinking. But I think that I did everything correctly. I hope. Anyways, that is Marvel Champions from Fantasy Flight Games. Like I mentioned, this is one of my favorite solo games. You can play this with up to 4 players, but I will say I don't think I'm good at playing this cooperatively because I am so used to playing it solo that I just kind of do my own thing and forget about what other people are doing. You can also play it like double-handed, so I could have had 2 characters playing at the same time. I just find that to be way too much management. And I will also mention that you can play on expert mode. In this case, we would have done Ultron version 2 and 3 instead of 1 and 2. I'm just making an assumption. I feel like I must have messed something up if I won because I really don't win very often. It's a very punishing game, but I love it. I have, here, I'll embarrass myself. Why not? I have a bunch of characters and villains. I've got 2 more on the way. I have Gambit and Deadpool coming. I typically prefer to play as the female characters because I just love them. Scarlet Witch is a favorite. Storm is super fun. Black Widow is super fun. Rogue, they're all fun. They're basically all fun. I need to explore more of the villains though, because I haven't explored them quite as much as I have the different characters. But like I mentioned, that's Marvel Champions. I'm going to make sure to put all of the links and everything you need in the description below for you to find Marvel Champions on BoardGameGeek. And that's everything that I have for today's solo mode. Once again, I am Jamie with BoardGameGeek and Foster the Meeple, and I will see you again next month with another solo playthrough. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.